So this one is important to me. It is my goal to help you all drop the tits, ditch those 10-inch arms, start showing up different, living different, getting jacked, leading by example. In this video, I'm going to show you how I do it, literally, and how all my clients do it to make crazy transformations and start living a better life. When you start to build yourself and start to look different, you feel different. You look good, you feel good. That's the truth. So there's many things that we all can control within our days, within our lives, right? I'm not getting on here to preach and stand on some soapbox acting like I'm some fucking saint and perfect, Mr. Perfect, because I'm not. But there's many things, simple things that we can control, and a lot of the rest is bullshit. And that's where a lot of people fall off, fuck up, and take back steps, is focusing on that shit that they really can't control and let it get in here, and then start making decisions emotionally, short term, off of those feelings instead of thinking long term and thinking in the moment, hey, what can I control right now? What can I do right now to make myself of tomorrow at least like myself a little bit better, starting to respect the person I am and the way I'm showing up and the way I'm making decisions. So, with that being said, the things that we all can control are what we eat, what we drink, what we allow into our body, who we hang out with, who we hang around, who we listen to, things like that. And what changes the physique for the most part is what we allow in. So what we eat and what we drink, right? To take control of that, you have to prepare ahead. And in this video, I'm going to show you literally what I do. This is the golden blueprint, the skeleton key to transformation and living, showing up jacked. I've been doing this for a decade plus. So it is possible, it is sustainable, it's not extreme, because I've been living it. I've been showing it on my social media. If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me. This is how all my clients make crazy transformations as well and start showing up fucking jacked. So, for food, this is what I do. My breakfast, my first meal of the day, I make on demand, so I make it fresh. The rest of my meals throughout the day are typically 98% of the time prepared ahead of time, so meal prepped out. I prep things out in bulk for the week, typically Monday through Friday, or maybe I'll cook every 3 or 4 days in a row to have a little bit more freshness. So what I'm about to show you guys now and cook is going to last me about 3 days. And then, so it'll get me from today till about Wednesday-ish, maybe Thursday. And then I'll cook again Thursday evening after work. That'll last me till like Sunday, to where I have some time on Sunday to prep up, recycle, rinse, repeat. And this is how you can sort of stay ahead. Give yourself a couple days of meals so you're having to not make choices. Give yourself options. I think that's where a lot of people fall off. Again, not to try and get on here and harp, but a lot of people fall off, especially at the beginning, trying to get momentum. Like if you don't already have momentum going for yourself as far as consistency, discipline, better habits, better choices, you need to give yourself little to no options. Those are called non-negotiables. Hey, this week, for the next 7 fucking days, Austin is only going to eat A, B, and C. And I'm going to alternate through those 3 meals. I'm going to give myself 3 meals to follow. And if Monday I do A, Tuesday I'm going to do B, Wednesday I'm going to do C. And if I want to switch it up, I can do A, B, and C again, or I can do C, B, A, whatever the case. But the less options you can give yourself, the more likely you're going to not go into the ditches and take back steps, sabotage yourself, and just lose ground. And that's where you get disheartened and you just throw it all to the fucking wind or to the fan. You're like, I fucked up. I'm gonna start back up again next Monday. We're gonna nip that in the bud. Non-negotiables, less options, so we can guarantee that we're going to have a successful week. And every day that you win and you follow through on that plan and or just regimen, you're going to make a deposit. And every time you make a deposit, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those deposits compound just like a bank account, right? And the snowball starts to build. And that's where you see other people maybe around you or that you follow on Instagram or you just see at the gym and you're like, man, I wish I had a little bit of them. I wish I had a little bit of that going on. That guy's got it going on. They're always changing. They're always leveling up. They're always crushing it. They're always looking good. They're always sharp. They're showing up different. It's most likely because they're super consistent, or even if not super consistent, just a little consistent. Keeping things simple. That's what I'm all about. I'm a simpleton, so this is going to be overcomplicated. And they give themselves less options, right? You think long term, not short term, saying, hey, what's going to serve me tomorrow? Not what feels good today. What's going to serve me, the person I want to be tomorrow, right? Enough on that. Let's start getting to the nitty gritty, the actionable things that you can do literally fucking today to start taking back control of your life, showing up different, building that motherfucker who can walk through walls and handle anything, right? Because if you can't control what the fuck you eat, you can't say no to an inanimate object like a piece of food or a drink, where else do you think you're going to be able to follow through in the rest of your life? You're probably slipping in other areas too. So we're going to start handling the things we can control, and today we're going to be cooking up some chicken breast. This is what I do. I got a big pack of chicken breast. It's like 5 pounds of chicken breast. It's going to last me about 3-ish days, maybe a little bit more. And my breakfast, again, is typically some eggs and toast, bread, and that's pretty consistent. Then I'll have like maybe some cream of rice or oatmeal as my second meal. And then the rest of my meals throughout the day are typically going to be chicken and rice, chicken and potato. The reason it's chicken is because it's cheap, it's lean, you can buy a shit ton of it, and it's easy to cook too. You just throw it on the grill or throw it in the crock pot. I am going to be throwing this on the grill, but you're more than welcome to throw it in a slow cooker, a crock pot, a pressure cooker, whatever. Comes out the same, or it goes in the same, it's going to come out the same too. And I'm probably going to cook up some rice for this. So let's grill this shit up. Let's get it cooking, and I'm going to show you how to control and gauge how much you're eating. Because if you don't have a clue of what the fuck's going into your mouth each day, and you're just eating clean, most likely you're still going to end up frustrated because you don't really have a sense of how much you're bringing in to how much you're burning, and that's why you probably aren't getting progress at all. It's all in your calories. It's all in the macros. If you aren't tracking, if you're not measuring, you probably don't care, and that which is not measured doesn't move. So let's get after it. All right, gang, about to show you what I do and how I literally cook the chicken. Might help you, might not. You might say, Austin, you're doing it all the wrong fucking way. If that's the case, let me know in the comments, and I'll come slice your ass. But this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you some of the seasonings I use as well, at least one that I've been hooked on lately. This whole process without filming, grilling the chicken, for me, 10 to 12 minutes. Super quick. So it's not like you ain't got fucking time. You just don't want to do it. All right, so I'm going to open up the chicken breast. We all know how to do that. And for me, I can go one of two ways. First off, we want to cut all this white shit off. The white shit on the chicken breast, that is fat, if you did not know. And when you cook meat, whether it's fatty or not, most of the time, the fat can render off, which just means when you heat it up enough, the fat can almost liquefy and fall off, drip off. That's when like you cook something in a skillet and that white shit still sitting in the bottom of it. That's the fat that rendered out of the meat. But I want to cut all the fat out so I don't even have to worry about that, making it even leaner. For me, with chicken breast, I like to slice them in half, so 50-50. Hot dog, not hamburger. Sometimes I might fillet them hamburger style, like 2 buns, cut them straight down the middle. But lately, to keep them a little bit more tender, a little bit more juicy and plump, I cut them in half, and they cook a lot easier that way as well. So going through, cutting up each breast, trimming off the white shit, and cutting them in half. All right, back at it. Breast are all chopped in half, looking good, clean. And here's the hack, at least of lately. I'm probably gonna burn myself out of it, but one of my online clients, Armin, got me hooked on this shit. Go pick it up. I picked mine up from Walmart. Potato Slayer. It's something about this, the garlic, onion, smoked paprika, and dill. I think the dill is what gets me right in the heart. I'm a big dill guy. But I've been throwing this shit on everything. It says potato, but it's slaying everything around this house. So gonna cover them up, throw them on the grill, 10 to 12 minutes. I'll see you in a bit. Chicken done. I already have rice pre-cooked, and I don't feel like I need to show y'all how to cook fucking rice. Ask ChatGPT or YouTube that shit. But this can go for anything that you eat. Any type of meat. It doesn't have to be chicken. It could be beef, pork, fish, whatever your heart desires. Even eating shit out that's already pre-cooked. I'm just showing you the basic formula of what I do and what I get my clients to do to truly take control and start to transform their body, their life, and the way they show up. So number one, the most important thing you're going to need is one of these bitches. Food scale. Sorry I'm cussing a lot. I do that a lot. I feel like when I'm at loss of words, I replace a lot of beautiful words with a lot of B words, a lot of F words, and a lot of P words. If you know what that is. Anyways, you're going to need a scale. These are cheap. This one's off Amazon. It was like 12, 13 bucks. I guess I can drop a link below, but I'm not affiliated with pretty much anything that I'm sharing on here. But outside of that, you might need some Tupperware. I'd prefer glass over that plastic shit. But again, you can do this with any protein source, any food. Beans, rice, potatoes, oatmeal, cream of rice, pasta, whatever you eat. If you start to use this, get used to using this. It's very easy once you get the rhythm down. Very easy. And start to do this with everything that you put into this hole in your face. You are literally going to start transforming your body. Not only that, but the way you feel. If you're putting shit fuel into your car, it's not going to run right. It's not going to perform well. Same thing with your body. Let's get it together. So, number one is I'm going to dice up some of this chicken breast right here into some small chunks. And I'm going to do it with all the breast. I should let them cool down a little bit more. I just pulled them off the grill. A lot of juice, a lot of heat on these things. But I'm going to dice them all up into small chunks because it's going to be easier to measure out if you just go ahead and cut them up. Or you could throw them into like I have this meat grinder that's under the counter. I'll show that in another video down the road. Works awesome for crock-potted meat. Rips it right up into shreds in like 2 seconds. But I'm just going to cut enough to show for the purpose of this video, and I'm not just going to sit here all day wasting everybody's time. I want y'all to get after it and start taking action and start winning. So here's about a breast worth of meat. Again, I should have let it cool down a little bit more. It's just tender. It's falling apart. Falling apart, guys. Say, Austin, how you do that with some chicken breast, dog? I just know how to cook. All right. We're going to get a little closer up on the action with this scale. All right, guys. Got my scale right here. We're going to throw it down. Hopefully you guys can see it. And I got some Tupperware. This is for the sake of showing you how to prep it out into Tupperware, but you can put a plate on there or a bowl, whatever you need. So, first things first, you're going to put the Tupperware on there. You're going to zero it out so the scale acts like that bowl is not there. For me, and my goals, I want about 7 ounces of grilled chicken or 7 ounces of chicken, doesn't matter if it's grilled, baked, whatever, in this bowl. And you're going to know how much you need in your Tupperware or however many meals you're going to need throughout the day when you know, first off, your caloric intake that's needed for your goal. So if you're trying to lose weight, you're going to eat less calories, be in a calorie deficit. And if you're trying to gain weight, you're going to be in a calorie surplus. And there's also a maintenance calorie phase as well. So like an amount of calories that you would need to eat to completely maintain what you have. But for me, I'm trying to cut a little bit of weight because I have a trip to Hawaii in 2 weeks. So we're trying to slim up just a little bit, tighten it up a little bit. So for me, I want about 7 ounces of grilled chicken in this Tupperware. I'm going to make 2 of these for tomorrow's meals. 2 prepared meals to take with me on the go while I'm at work. So I'm not grabbing shit out and about, eating out, and or making excuses and saying, oh, I got to eat what's around me or whatever somebody brought to the gym or to the office because I don't have my food on me. No, we take accountability of our results, our progress, and what goes into our body by planning ahead. And what's going to be huge, and I don't want to harp on this too much more, I just want to show you all the nuts and bolts on how to start taking control right now, is backwards planning your week is going to be key. Key. Everybody has a schedule, what their days are going to look like Monday through Friday. So backwards planning your days. All right, I need to prep meals for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because those are going to be busy as shit. Thursday and Friday, I can kind of recoup or eat on the fly a little bit more because maybe you don't always need to eat, prepped food. Maybe you can make it fresh and on demand. I don't know about y'all, but I'm busy as shit just like everybody else in the world. So we got to make time, be accountable, and plan ahead. So it's zeroed out, 7 ounces of chicken. You can weigh it in grams if you want to. It would be approximately 200 grams to get 7 ounces. I just know that from experience, but I just moved it to ounces, and we're going to put the chicken in there until it hits 7 ounces. And it's going to actually be a good amount of food. And I'll tell y'all when I'm done, like how many calories this is per Tupperware and everything. I get it locked in, guys. And if you want to do the same, hit me up. 7 ounces of grilled chicken breast. Next, we're going to throw in the rice. Zero it out so it acts like nothing's there. All right, for the rice, which I already cooked earlier, I'm going to put in about 140 grams of rice. So I'm switching it back to grams, as you can see. And this rice I had sitting in the fridge, so it's cold and probably not very sticky looking. But it's still good. So I'm going to toss in about 140 grams of rice. Come on, baby. And it goes a lot quicker when I'm not having to worry about the camera and shit too. So damn close. Horseshoes and hand grenades. We're just trying to get close. 144 grams of white jasmine rice. I'm going to add my vegetables. I'm going to show y'all a little trick that I do that helps add in some micronutrients without having to do a lot of cooking. Vegetables. I'm not a big vegetable guy myself. I know a lot of guys aren't. That being said, over time, me caring a little bit more about my health, my performance, and just feeling better, adding some micronutrients in, some vegetables helps a ton. So, I see a little spot on there. That's what I noticed. With that being said, things like bell peppers are something you don't really have to cook. And I like the crunch, the consistency of them, and the flavor. You can dice these up super quick. Sprinkle them into your meals, your meal preps throughout the week. You're getting in some vegetables, some foliage, some micronutrients. So we're dicing up fresh peppers. They're uncooked. I kind of like it this way, like I was saying earlier. It gives you a nice consistency and flavor. And for me, I'm a big consistency guy. So if things are smushy, soupy, or like watery for some reason, I'm out. And what I try and do is just slice them up into the thin sections like that and just chop them down, making them little chunks. So you can just drop them in to your meal preps, nice and easy and quick, and give you some little flavor bites as you're ripping through it. All right, guys, the meal's back out. And I don't particularly weigh my vegetables. I never have, and I probably never will, unless I was to do some type of like bodybuilding competition, which I've done in the past, done many of them. Like, I don't really worry about the marginal calories that are coming from the vegetables because I don't eat a ton of them again. So this is about approximately how much I put in a meal. And then I might drizzle a little sauce on top depending on the mood I'm going for. And that right there, I'm going to throw up the macros right there at the top corner and the calorie count. This is literally something when I'm not filming it, you can make super quick. I bang these things out. Once you make everything in bulk, it's easy to just throw out the scale and just start ripping it, piecing it out into Tupperware. So at least, hold on, your on-the-go meals, your busier time of the day meals are going to be tracked. You know exactly what's in it, so you can have some accountability, some consistency with your foods, your results, and it's truly going to be the way that's going to get you traction and momentum for real. I swear by this. You hear me preaching about a shit ton about it on my Instagram, and this is what I get all my clients to do. So if you are struggling and you are just fed up, done with accepting the same old shit from yourself, wanting to change, wanting a new lifestyle, wanting to show up different, feel different, give it a shot. And if you need some help, shoot me a message. For real. I want everybody to win. So shoot me a message if you need some help, if you're struggling and you don't know where to start with the calories or your macros, because you do need to know those. And let's get you moving forward now.